this video on DCS Tech and Appliances, I will be unveiling this new machine. So, let's dive in. So, as you see before you, we've got this new machine covered. I'm going to reveal it in 3, 2, 1. Hang on, wait a minute. There's a feature down here. Obviously, you know I've had this LG for about 3 weeks now. I've been getting updates from it. Obviously, I did do an overview video before all this happened anyway. So, what we're going to do, we're going to show the overview of the video despite everything that's happened, so you get an idea of the features of the machine and of the LG anyway, and so you get an idea of hopefully what is to actually come once I've got the actual pipe fix, which goes under the drum, obviously where it drains the water. So let's get back to the overview video. I got an LG, and this is the LG FH4U2VCN4. This is a 2016 model, so this is we're going on 8 years old this year. It's a bit of a lighter colour than I would normally have, but at the moment it kind of goes well with the kitchen, so along with the black I normally have. And so yeah, so I'm pleased to get this machine. It does have on this machine, also has the old 6-motion technology direct drive. It has turbo wash as well. It doesn't feature a turbo wash cycle, but does have the feature on here, which we'll go through in just a moment. Does have this nice big door. I'm going to try and get this plastic off, because one thing is I don't like about certain machines is having a dark door. If this was clear, I probably may keep this on. As it's dark and I'm going to do cycles, I will get this off. So it does feature, let's say, a 9-kilogram drum. When I got this off Gumtree for £155, so it's still pretty, which I think is pretty good, because like some places you find on either Marketplace or Gumtree that it's like, yeah, you're kind of overpricing it. So it does have a better 9-kilogram drum, but I am going to say the previous owner, I don't know what they've done to it, but I'm finding stickers in there, and I tell you, it does smell. So this is not going to go on a tub clean. This is going to go on a 90 wash with plenty of powder, that's for sure. So yeah, even the I will say, when I've pulled out the detergent drawer, and I'm not going to show you because it's a little bit disgusting. It's not as bad, but this will go in the dishwasher, that's for sure. So without further ado, we're going to have a look at the programs and overview of the whole control panel. So let's get this turned on. And as always, it's LG signature startup tune. So as you can tell here, we've got lines, so that means it's ready to select the program. But when I first turn the dial, this will not move, so like this. So then it selects a program, because I'll explain later on in the video why that is. Because you may notice there is a program on there which most machines do, but this one doesn't. And you have to do this kind of when you turn the machine on. So along here we have 14 different cycles. Go from cotton large, mix, easy care, duvet, hygiene, baby care, sportswear, gentle care, dark wash, stain care, silent wash, speed 14, and download cycle. So I don't know if you can see here, which I'm not pointing my finger, so I'm just going to move it here. You've got like a tag on button, tag on here. So I'm just going to quickly explain what that is. With Hoover and Candy, remember the One Touch? You used to touch your phone to the to the machine, and it will send the program to the actual machine itself. So you've got one that you've either downloaded or through an app. This is exactly the same thing, although I use an iPhone and you need Android to actually use this functionality. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass with that one, but I'm hopefully if I can obtain an Android phone, hopefully I can demonstrate this. So I'm going to quickly look at this section here before we go through all the programs. You've got options across the bottom here, and you've got options down the side here. So with the options along the bottom first, and I'm just going to put this in here. So first one is pre-wash. You will have a square inside the t-shirt, and that will just indicate that the pre-wash has been activated. With certain programs, this cannot be turned off, so just be aware of that. If you don't want a pre-wash, just have to select a different cycle. Medic rinse will come up with a t-shirt with a, let's say like the one at the top here, and it has a plus symbol, and what this does is it will heat up the final rinse to 40 degrees. So it's supposed to either help like with getting rid of bacteria and stuff like that. I will try it out and see what it's like, but if you're going to have like a warm clothing when after the final spin, it's going to be really weird, because obviously you feel like you've just put it in the dryer for about 5 minutes and then it's still absolutely wet. But that's probably the way it will come out. But there we go. We'll try that later in future videos. And this one is crease care. You've got an iron, like I say, ironing out like fabric. In plain English, that's easy iron. So that obviously you've got different drum motions, and obviously that would help reduce creases in laundry. You've got favorite here, so you can select a favorite cycle if there's something like you regularly like to use without having to set everything, so use that. And delay, I'm not going to quickly go too much into detail because I've got a video on this type of delay, because it's like the Samsung. It will actually delay the cycle. Well, it's actually a finished in rather than a start in, as I explained in the video. So in my previous video, that if you want it like finished, it's 10 p.m. and you want it finished at 6 a.m. for, I think you do 8 hours, so it's finished in 8 hours. So yeah, bear that in mind. So, and we go down the side here. So we've got wash. So there are 3 different icons at the top here. So when you see the wash, that's exactly the same as the one on the progression icons here. That is just a normal wash, nothing out of the ordinary, just does what it needs to do, and nothing fancy. And then when you tap wash again, we have like 2 lines. So this means intensive. So if you've got like more that's heavily stained, obviously coinciding with the 6 drum motion, they're obviously going to help get you rid of your stains a lot better. And then the one looks like a little bit of a whirlpool looking symbol, that is turbo wash. So what this will do is make cycles under an hour. It's obviously, it's almost like having the daily wash on the Samsung, but obviously it'll be probably about 59 minutes or whatever, or 55. That'll be something that I'll be trying out anyway. But yeah, this is one like for quicker washes. As I explained before, there's no 30-minute wash, but there is speed 14. But again, I'll go into the programs a bit later on in the video. So then when you tap it again, you have wash. Rinse is kind of the same as the wash. You've got different options here. So the one that matches the icon is just a normal rinse, and however many rinses is part of the cycle. Unfortunately, this does not have a rinse count, unlike Samsung. So you will be given a set amount of rinses. But if you do want an additional rinse, all you do is tap rinse, and you get a wash basket with water in and a plus symbol. And obviously that LG class it as add rinse once, basically extra rinse. And The next icon I found confusing, and it's this one. When you look at that, you're probably thinking, huh, isn't that a drain symbol? And you'll be correct in saying that, because on most machines, let's say Hotpoint is one of them, Indesit, there are other manufacturers that will have this symbol, or maybe on their program dials. This is actually rinse hold. So yeah, it's a bit of a confusing one, because it looks like it's going to be draining water out, not holding water. It would be nice to have a pour symbol on there rather than just have an arrow going down. Yeah, so that one indicates rinse hold. Again, something I hardly ever use anyway. And then I think that means turn the rinse off. Oh yeah, so as you say, the rinse has gone off. So like Samsung, you can actually have a wash and a spin. Not that we will. And you got the two self-explanatory digital reads out. You obviously your temperature and your spin speed. And again, I will explain that now. So I'm just going to turn the machine off, and I'm going to turn it back on again. I'm just going to quickly come out and show you the programs. As I mentioned earlier in the video, there is one program missing, and that is rinse and spin. So what you will need to do, you've probably seen so many how-to videos on how to do this, but if this happens, you need to do a respin, turn the machine on, and do not touch the dial. What you need to do is come over to here, and if you want to spin only, tap spin. And then you've got spin choices. When it's on 0, obviously just indicates drain. And with LG, they do it, obviously you got the time according to the spin speed. So 400 is 8 minutes, an extra 200 RPM at 600, 1 minute more at 9. 800 is 10 minutes, 1000 is 11, 13 for 12, 15 for 1400, because this does spin quite a long time at 1400. So this is going to be kind of one of the benefits of it. If I tap rinse, I didn't think I could do that, so I'm going to again go on and off again. If you want to rinse only, you tap rinse. But not forgetting, if you do a rinse only, it's going to set the spin to 0. So if you want a full rinse and spin, so that's 44 minutes. And also you can have the extra rinse as well, so that probably may include 3 rinses at 56 minutes. You got rinse hold, and then it just goes back to the normal rinse there. So that's the two things to bear in mind. There is no rinse and spin option, so you have to, if you want a rinse only, you just turn the machine on, tap rinse, and adjust your spin speed. If you want a spin only, tap spin only, and then you will obviously you'll start from 0. No, sorry, it did start from 1400, but I was going through all the spin speeds. And so that is literally all you need to do. But if you do turn the dial, you are going to obviously go back to your normal program selection. So obviously, just to quickly mention, these are a bit self-explanatory. So you've got sense, detecting the load, wash, rinse, spin. And obviously they go out as soon as, like, again, it's like Samsung, apart from they don't have a detection thing, it just goes through the thing. But the lines do go across when it does detect. So with cotton, pretty self-explanatory. This is one that goes all the way up to 95, like LG tend to do. They don't tend to do just 90, 95. And this does a full 1400 spin, and you can have your usual rinse, and your rinse, extra rinse, and your rinse hold. Your cotton large is for larger loads. I'm not too sure why it says it's 60, but that is a maximum temperature you can have on this and you can have also your usual rinse options. I will go back to the normal cotton because with the washes you can have your regular, intensive and your turbo. It's the same with, but you can only have turbo and regular. I'm not too sure why you can't do intensive, but that is just the way it is on there. Again, a maximum of 1400. We have a mix load. You can have regular, intensive and turbo on wash. You can have extra rinse, and rinse hold. And I believe that just goes all out to 40. Easy care, that is a maximum of 40 degrees. That one you can have intensive and turbo. And I'm trying to tap the rinse, which I can't. You can have your extra rinse and you can have your rinse hold. And I believe, yeah, that is a maximum of 1000. Duvet, this is a set program. You can have intensive and just regular, and you can have an extra rinse and rinse hold. Maximum temperature of 14 degrees on that one. Hygiene cycle is, I believe, is just up to 6. This is a 60 only cycle. And with the wash, you can do intensive, and there is no turbo wash. Rinse, you can have extra rinse and a rinse hold, and obviously a maximum of 1400. Next one is baby care. As you'll see, you have medic rinse and pre-wash lit up. So you can take off pre-wash on the baby care cycle, and you can take off medic rinse. So if you don't want to have that, the spin is a maximum of 1000, and you can go all the way up to 95 on the baby care. This is quite interesting because Samsung don't really go up to 95. So the download cycle, that is, I think, I don't know if the previous person had an Android, but this is on actually a rinse and spin. So this will become in handy actually. So yeah, it's a bit unusual, 20 minutes, unless it's just one rinse, I suppose. There we go. Well, it's got a wash on there. Could be different. Oh, it might be a 20-minute wash, but hey ho, I have no idea. So yeah, I thought it was a rinse and spin. It must be a quick 20-minute wash, but obviously I can't send the program to the side thing anyway. Speed 14 is an interesting one because you've got 20 degrees goes, and you can go 30, 40, and you can also adjust the spin only up to 800 on this. I was hoping it could go up a little bit more, but it's 840 degrees. You could do an extra rinse. Obviously you've only got the turbo symbol because being a quick wash anyway. Silent wash is, you can go all the way up to 1000 on that one, but 800 is preset. 60 is the maximum on that cycle. You can do an intensive and just a regular wash, and extra rinse and a rinse hold on the silent wash. So stain care, this is a set program, and unfortunately the pre-wash is not unselectable. It does 40 degrees, you can go up to 60, so yeah, between 30 and 60, and you can go all the way up to 14, but it's set at 1000, and you can't select any other wash options. You can add an extra rinse or rinse hold, or turn the rinse off altogether. Next one is dark wash. is set at 20, can go all the way up to 40 degrees, and this can go all the way up to 1400 on this cycle. With the wash, you can do an intensive, you can't have a turbo wash. Rinse, you can add a rinse and rinse hold. We've got gentle care, so, and then we've got 30 degrees all the way up to 800 on this one, but it's preset at 400. The wash, you can do a regular, and you can only do regular wash. There's no turbo or intensive. It's been gentle care, and of course the name of the cycle. You can add a rinse, and that's it. There's no rinse hold on that one. The final one is sportswear, 40 degrees, 800 spin preset, maximum of 800. Oh, let me push that, but there's obviously maximum temperature of 40 degrees. You can have an intensive and only a regular wash, but you can have an extra rinse, and you can rinse hold, and that is pretty much it. So that's pretty much going through all of the cycles. If you do miss any of them, just go back and you can have a look. And yeah, so that's literally an overview of my brand new LG washing machine. And so yeah, so that's it in this video. You would definitely be seeing a lot more videos now. I've got this LG machine. You're going to see wash races between the Samsung, see wash races on the Hot Point, or even the Ultima as well, three-way races. So yes, I'm glad now I've got this LG machine. Obviously, hopefully going to be a lot better on the spins on the LG, that's for sure. Anyways, I'm going to get this cleaned up first and make it less smelly than usual. And yeah, so anyways, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.